Welcome to
No fucking filter.
Hi.
Hi. Nice sweatsuit.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. What a coincidence.
Did we plan this? For anyone
did.
listening, we are matching today.
Yeah, we're wearing matching blue sweatsuits. What's your review?
Yeah, the review on them is cute and they're cozy.
Pants, you guys can't see this, but they're not the most flattering.
Okay, this is amazing.
This was my
is a
Christmas
new
present
addition.
from my amazing man in my life got me this beautiful sign for our
Wow. This
Yeah.
is this really just spices up our area. Sorry for anyone listening.
Oh yeah, we have a beautiful new neon sign in our pod space.
Yes, it says the NFF, which is perfect. It fits perfectly in our space. We love it. We got a sign from Lucas, who's my partner, that's like a little on-air sign, and then we got
This
one
is from Brian,
Lisa's.
which is so cute that they both
It is
got us a
so
little
cute.
sign, and
We
they're
feel supportive.
Yeah, it's a crazy venture to be launching, but it's nice to have some people in our corners.
Yeah, it is. So should we just get right into this episode?
Let's do it.
Well, welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, you guys are listening to this a little bit in the future, but we just released our first 2 episodes yesterday and got just the best response from all of you. So
good.
We're thankful that you guys liked it and it motivated us to get going.
Yeah, we're very excited. We're ready to rip into the new year. This episode is
It's gonna be
bad
spicy.
client behavior.
Bad client behavior.
Yeah, this is a subject that I feel like all photographers are going to be like, yep, relating to. They're going to be laughing, and everyone experiences bad clients in their career. At least like what we're going to touch on, everyone has experienced it once or twice.
And to clarify, just because if you're a client listening and you've done one of these things, it doesn't mean you're a bad client.
No.
But we're hopeful that we can just clear some things up and educate photography clients also a little bit.
If you've done this, maybe it's time to not do it again.
It's also, it's an education episode.
Yeah.
Cheers. Fittingly, we've got tea, so let's spill it.
Oh!
Okay, so, do you want to share? What's your first tip of bad client behavior? Like, what do photography clients do a little different than they do for other people?
They kind of expect us to do it all. I mean, we do so much and we're willing to do a lot, but I think it comes to a point.
We wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
We don't just take the photos. If there's no planner, we act as a planner. We act as like a stylist. We act as a babysitter,
A consultant, everything.
Yeah.
We love to help out. I mean, but
We do.
we have to have boundaries. And so the first thing that we're going to talk about for bad client behavior is texting us and asking us for things that go outside of our regular photographer duties.
Let's give an example. Do you have one?
Yeah. Have you been texted like at a crazy time?
All the
before?
time.
Yeah, all the time. Guys, come on.
To be honest, so it's a little different for like family session clients as opposed to like wedding clients. And that is something I offer to my wedding clients. I want to be available to them. I want them to feel like they can reach out at any time. I say that, reach out at any time. That doesn't mean like
any time of the night or morning or day.
Like if you wouldn't be like calling your mom, like don't think that I'm up either.
Moving on to the next bad client behavior, asking for discounts.
Oh my God. This is a big one. Okay. if you are a client reaching out to book a wedding vendor, under no circumstances should you ask for a discount. I'm sorry. That's my take.
That's
You?
her hot take. Agreed. I think that we can always adjust our packages to suit certain things. Like if you like you're on a tight budget, budgets exist, okay?
Yeah.
But we can't give you everything for the cost of like nothing. You know what I mean? So you're going to get what you pay for. And I think we can always shave things down. We can lower the hours. Like I think it's better to have a photographer you absolutely love there for a couple hours, get those amazing photos than to get someone else that can cover the whole day, you know? So
Absolutely. And I think telling someone in your email that you are working with a budget of a certain amount, that's fine, because then we know. And if we feel like we really vibe with you, we really want to shoot at that venue, whatever, we can offer the discount.
yeah, we can always decide if that's a benefit to both of us. You wouldn't ask anyone else for a discount. Like you go get your hair done, you go get your nails done.
Yeah.
You don't ask them for a discount. Like I think people
Literally
think,
never.
No.
I've never asked. It's a weird thing in the
It
industry
is.
to be like, hey, could you do it for this much? Like, this isn't a bartering system.
No.
This is a price, and that is the price.
I mean, they've got balls to barter with us.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, but there's so many different photographers. People cost different prices. Like if, you know, we're out of the range. Like I think as a photographer, as you get into your career, you kind of really realize your worth and you do start charging appropriately and you start saying no to these clients because, you know that you're worth it.
Yeah, and this is kind of something we'll address in that other episode about when you shouldn't take on a client, but I've definitely met those discounts before because I felt like I needed to in order to book work. And every single time those clients have just been a handful. Because
Yeah.
if they're ballsy enough to ask for a discount up front when they don't even know me,
They're ballsy
what are
enough-
they going to do when they do know me?
Yeah, they're ballsy enough to ask for anything and everything.
Oh, yeah. I think there are definitely people in the industry, I'm looking at all of you, that try to undercut other photographers, or they price their stuff really low. And unfortunately, that makes it hard for the rest of us because then clients think they can get a family session for $200.
Yeah.
And they're not afraid to ask and say, well, so-and-so is offering, well,
Totally.
you should go hire them.
Yeah, 100%. If that person's offering that, then go to them. Like,
Yeah.
why are you, like, you want my work, but you want their prices. Like, it just doesn't work that way. I just listened to a podcast where a photographer was talking about how many sessions are horrible and not worth it. And when I
Was
look
it
at
me?
No, Say you. I think the complete opposite because it's one day, certain amount of hours. You're actually making like the same that you would be doing like working a wedding or a small elopement or something, right? So it's really just how you look at it. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I have a different take.
Yeah.
Can I share?
I knew you would.
I know.
This is why we make a really good podcast because
Sure is.
we got different point of views, guys.
I don't really offer mini sessions anymore. I did Christmas sessions this year that were super short, obviously for a less amount of money, but they weren't a full family session. Because I think there is a whole pack of like mommies out there that want those mini sessions every year. But for me, that's just not how I work. I don't like the smile and say cheese. That's
That's
not
true.
my vibe. I want to spend time and get to know your family and get to know your kids. And I want you to pay for that 1 hour session. Mini sessions just aren't my jam.
No,
But
and that's fair.
kudos to all of you making lots of money off them. I will send them to
Yeah.
you.
I agree with you there with that point of saying that you don't really get to connect well with your clients. Like, it's so true. And I think everyone can relate to that, both photographers and clients. It's quick, it's dirty. It's like,
It's mayhem.
Hey, get in here, smile, let's get it, go. Yeah. Okay, on to the next.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm ready for it.
Lise.
Yes.
Asking us to change our contracts. The sigh after every single one.
This is a huge one. This
It
is huge.
is.
So, again, in what other industry would a client come back and have like your entire contract torn to shreds and marked up and everything changed? Like that just, maybe it
Red
does
flag.
actually, but I don't think it happens. I mean, we have spent the money to buy contracts that are made for what we do. So that's our contract. So to have
Yeah.
someone, you know, say they want to hire you and they love your style and
Yeah.
whatever, and then you send off a contract and it comes back and they have like 20 changes, that just makes you like,
It basically, your heart kind of drops to your
Yeah.
stomach and you don't know how to deal with a situation like that. And it's tough. I've had this happen numerous times.
oh yeah, same.
And an exception to the rule is there's certain things that I feel like I'm totally fine with changing. But
What are those things?
I would say that I respect people's privacy. If they're not on social media or they're really private people, or you know, maybe they have a job, right, that like doesn't allow them to have a social presence.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with not posting their photos.
Yeah, so in our contract, there's a clause that says we have the right to use your photos for marketing, promotion, and share them on our social media. I definitely have had that change too. I've had someone that was an undercover cop and he can have his name or picture out into the world. I'm just blowing up his spot right now. No names. Yeah, so obviously I don't mind. Although some photographers, and this is crazy to me.
Yes.
Maybe this is a hot take. Maybe people will be coming back for us. But some photographers then charge more money to say we won't share it.
It's crazy to me because like and there's new photographers that really hold their ground on that because they need
Yeah.
that content in
Yeah.
order to share and promote their business. And that makes sense. I think we're so busy. We're not sharing every single wedding or every single shoot that we do on social
Yeah.
media. Like it's different for us. And I would never charge more just to not be able to share them. Like that's still a job. Like
Yeah,
that's
it's crazy. I remember getting this advice or hearing it at a conference or something, and it was like, if you're shooting someone's wedding, that is for them. They are hiring you to work for them. So if you get some shots you can share out of that for your own promotion or whatever, great. But that's like someone's day. That's very personal. So if you are starting out and you need those shots for your website, socials, whatever, you should be doing a styled shoot.
Yes.
You shouldn't be
No.
charging people.
No.
That's crazy.
That's like a whole other episode that we could get into, like really dig into that, because I feel like photographer, like I've done it. I'm guilty. Like I've gone and I'm really thinking about, ooh, like I want to get this shot because that's something
For you.
I want to get.
Yeah.
I want to post that.
Yeah.
You know, it's very selfish, and it's like you really are there just to capture their moments, their day, and do the photos that they want. Okay, on to the next. This is almost one of the worst, I have to say. Like,
what is it?
re-edits.
Oh God. I might have to.
I think this
I've
is.
been through it this year.
You have. Like, this is a sensitive topic for Lisa right now because it is fresh.
triggered.
You're
I'm triggered.
triggered. You've just had this happen so many times in the last, like, month. So
Yeah.
please dive right in.
Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know how the process of editing works, most of us edit our own photos. Some people have editors, but you and I edit our own. And we go into every single image and touch it and put our stamp on it and clean it up and whatever and release it to you when we feel that it's perfect. So there's a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears that goes into a gallery.
Definitely.
And once we send it off, it's kind of like sending
Oh,
off
yeah.
our little baby into the world. So for then someone to come back and ask for us to change something is like heartbreaking.
It is.
And very time consuming.
It is.
Yeah.
So we not only just spent endless hours and days editing this gallery, we now have to go back into it.
Yeah. I don't know how you feel about when you send them off, but when I send a gallery off, I'm like, it's dead to me. I'm done with it forever.
Gone.
I'm
Gone.
Oh
my gosh, totally.
Like, yeah, having to go back in and touch up things on a gallery is like soul sucking.
It is. And we'll do it. Because we want to make
To an
our
extent.
clients happy.
To an
But
extent.
yeah, it's only to an extent. And honestly, like, this is the thing, right when we finish a gallery, we're on to the next. We're on to the next project, and then our head is in that project. And
Yeah.
like, we have deadlines and stuff. So when people come back with retouches, like, I kind of tell them, like, you're not going to be able
You're
to
back
get
at the
them.
bottom of the list.
Yeah, unfortunately. Like,
Yeah.
that's just the way she goes. So,
Well, I can kind of go through some of the stuff. I mean, I don't want
yes.
to out anyone because
No.
I love my clients.
yeah,
And
of course.
at the end of the day, if someone doesn't love their photos, I'm like heartbroken. Like
And
I
this-
want someone to love I want everyone to love their photos.
Like, all of the photographers listening are like, yep, I relate. Like, so it's nothing bad towards our clients. It's
No.
just the fact that, like, this is just regular things that every company or business thinks. So,
Was it an inopportune time to take a drink of water?
Sorry.
I had to like gear myself up for this.
yeah.
Yeah, so kind of how my contract works and my editing process works, and I do talk about, especially to wedding clients, smaller sessions like families, they see my work, they see my Instagram, they see my website, they know what my photos look like, and I assume that they're hiring me based on what they've seen. My wedding couples, I talk them through, like, this is what your photos will look like, this is what kind of editing I will do, this is what I won't do. What I won't do is alter the way anyone's body or face looks. At every wedding, I think, yeah, every single wedding, someone says, oh, you can make me look 10 pounds skinnier, right? And we
Someone
say,
has
yeah,
said that.
of course we can. No, we cannot. And we're not doing that. Like,
No.
that's the way you look.
The amount of times Photoshop comes up from someone or
Photoshop
another.
is this like urban legend out there, I feel like.
Oh, you can just Photoshop that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We can't. Well, we could maybe, but we're not going to. So yeah, some things that people have asked me to re-edit in the past. I once had a wedding. The bride got a spray tan, a very dark spray tan. Nobody else got a spray tan. So it was very obvious in the photos.
Yeah.
Which I would think is what she was going for since she
Yeah,
got
you
the
got a
tan.
spray tan, so
But in the photo, she stuck out like a sore thumb because her husband was like a pale guy. The bridal party didn't get it. And so she came back to me after I'd edited her entire wedding and asked me to change her skin color because she thought she looked too orange.
what?
So
Change her skin color because she got a spray tan. How in the world? I'm sorry, not to like bash, but like, I'm sorry.
we know
that's
my
crazy.
thoughts on spray tans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you haven't, go to Lisa's Instagram.
I have
She
an
has a
entire
reel.
blog post dedicated and a video probably.
Yeah.
So I did. I was sad she didn't love her photos and I wanted her
Yeah.
to look good. So I re-edited. I think it was maybe 1,500 or a wedding. That's how many photos. So I did, and then she came back saying now she looked too pale and wanted them re-edited again.
I can't. I can't.
So I think I re-edited the whole thing twice, and then finally I said, "I'm sorry, but it is what it is. You have now 2 or 3 different versions, so pick and choose
my
what you want
gosh.
from there. But I can't spend any more time on this."
No.
At which point she asked me for the raw photos so that a family friend could edit them better for her.
No.
And I said, "Sure, you can have those. It will be $5,000." And I never heard from her again.
Oh my God. You have to pay for raws, by the way. If you want
Yeah.
raws, it's going to be the same amount as your
And once
session
we
price.
release those to you, ever want to be associated with them
No,
again.
no,
Although,
don't.
when I say that, I've never released the raws to
No,
anyone.
me neither.
For $5,000, I would do it. But no one's ever been willing to pay that, so
No.
they don't get them.
Oh man, that's such a brutal situation. And and to like, so my question for you is, did you charge for that extra time spent?
No, which, it's so hard because it's like, it feels like a personal attack because you
Yeah, it does.
want them to look great. You want them to love their photos. And honestly, I thought she looked beautiful the first time. Like,
That's
she
something-
was tanned AF because she got a spray
Yeah,
tan.
literally.
She looked fucking tan.
That's out of your control. Like, maybe if you're gonna get a spray tan, like, think about that. Like, your skin tone is going to be orange. It's going to be darker. It's going to be a little unnatural than what you're used
Yeah.
to. So, like, if you're really wanting your photos to look like
My
you,
rule for spray tans is that if you're going to get one, great, but then every single person in your
Yes.
bridal party and your husband
has
and
to get
your parents,
one.
like literally everyone needs one.
I mean, they probably give a discount at that point.
Yeah, sign everyone up, like a pre-wedding spray tan.
50 spray tans. Oh yeah, babe. $100 off.
Yeah,
Let's go.
That brings up another thing that we can't fix, is like tan lines. That's a huge
That's
one.
so
if you're getting
hard
married
to fix.
midsummer, you need to
Be careful with that.
go topless.
Yeah.
leading up.
No crazy days out in the sun, you guys. Like sunscreen up.
Or the Apple Watch tan is becoming a
that
real
is
thing.
so brutal.
I actually sent a reminder like on my stories last
Take
year
them
and was
off.
like, attention everyone in the wedding this year, like take off your Apple Watch and tan that out.
That is so good.
Yeah, you can't.
You need
fix
to do that every single year. Just let them know because
Yeah.
they're gonna forget.
Yeah, because then it releases my responsibility.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
also, I'm not fixing it.
Yeah.
I had one this year. I don't think she'll be listening to this, but if she is, here's your
Sorry.
notice. It was a family event that I shot, and so what you wear in different lighting will affect the way your skin looks.
That's very
if
true.
we were out in bright sun in these blue sweatsuits,
Oh,
our
yeah.
skin would have a blue tinge. We'd look pale or whatever. So that was kind of the issue with this family event that I shot, and all those things were beyond my control, but she just kept on coming back. And I think honestly I'd still be communicating with her and her unhappiness if I didn't cut her off. But
Yeah.
eventually I had to say, hey, here's the final edit, and that's it.
So, for all the clients listening, I think the best thing for you to do is prepare for your session accordingly. And like, if you're not, like, it's hard to know what the photos are going to look like. We can't predict the weather. We can't, like, a lot of things are out of our control. But clients, if you're wanting your photos to look a certain way, then try your best to do that, because
And at some point you just have to realize we're there to capture the memories of the day.
Yeah.
You don't look perfect in real life on a daily basis, so your photos you might not
are you
look like
talking
a
about?
supermodel in your photos. Sorry.
Just kidding.
But that's not the point.
Yeah,
of
it's not the
photos.
point. It's
is to
about
capture those
capturing a
memories.
moment in time.
Yeah.
And I think all in all, re-edits are hard.
And
Just-
ultimately, just you have to recognize that we are business, and you're gonna have to pay for our time.
Yeah.
So yes, we can re-edit them, but it's gonna cost you.
and I've had clients come to me and say that they are so dissatisfied with their wedding shoot or their family shoot or whatever from a different photographer, and then they found me and they're very excited.
Oh, lucky
So that's
them.
nice.
You came to save the day.
But it's like, what was it? Like, and maybe sometimes it comes down to editing style or like just experience or like
Yeah.
where they're at in their career and stuff. But just do your research, try and find someone that you really love their style and them as well. Like, because I feel like a photographer, once you find a photographer, it's a beautiful thing. You stay with them
Yeah.
for life, really,
Yeah.
right? Like, they're there to capture everything, and we're kind of like besties.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. That actually, this just goes right into the next one perfectly.
It's become a thing this year.
Yeah.
Ghosting. Ghosting is the bad behavior. Here's what your photographer thinks. When they send you your gallery, especially weddings, because we've spent
Oh, yeah.
hours,
Heart and soul
hours on your wedding.
poured into that.
We're so nervous to send it to you. We're waiting by our computer. We're waiting for a response. We're waiting to see if you've opened it. We're waiting.
Yeah.
And if you leave us hanging, the first thing we assume is that we are terrible and we should quit photography forever.
Yeah.
Because we think you hate your photos.
We literally are on an emotional
deep spiral.
roller coaster. Like, this is not okay. It does not feel good. Unfortunately, I feel like so many photographers can relate to this. Like,
especially if we then see them like posting those photos and sharing them around, but they haven't said anything. Just as simple, like, we love them, got them. We're like,
yeah.
Okay, good.
You could even just, this is an appropriate time to text us.
Yeah. This is when
if you don't want to write an email, that's cool.
I'll take it.
Yeah. We just want to hear that you've received them, you're excited. So the one thing I will say is that in my email, I do say, keep them like locked tight until you and your partner can plan a date night, sit down,
see them
and
together,
cuddle up, put them on a big screen TV, like give that like whole other experience of reliving your day. So I know that sometimes like I've had it happen where it's been a week and a half and I haven't heard nothing. No one's posted anything, radio silence, and I'm like nervous. And then they reach out and they're like, okay, we took the time, we sat down, we did what you told us to do, and we absolutely love them. So that's great.
You can breathe a sigh of relief.
But maybe we should just be like, let us know you got it.
Yeah.
And that you like them.
Send us an enthusiastic response immediately after viewing.
Yeah. It's hard not to hear from them.
Yeah. So just a simple thank you goes a long way.
So any photographers that are listening, you're not alone.
You're not alone.
I literally have maybe heard from 2 couples this year.
Yeah, this year was an epidemic. So I don't know.
2023.
Maybe we've lost the edge. Maybe we all suck. I don't know.
No, like it's crazy. And at this point, honestly, I'm kind of checked out. I'm just like not taking it personally. Like I just like, you know what? Life's busy. I don't know why. Like if anything,
have to.
Leave us a review.
You lose your you become a little more jaded each year.
You do. But the best thing that you could do is leave us a review. If you don't want to email us back, like email what you would.
That's the best thank you you can give your wedding vendors is a review.
Best thank you.
But that's not the only kind of ghosting that's been rampant this year. It is people that send an inquiry.
Oh my gosh,
and we spend our time. The first thing we do when we get an inquiry, I literally just had one before we sat down and I was so excited, immediately checked my calendar. That's what we do. We get excited.
We do, yeah.
And then we spend time to craft a response to you. We send you our guide and then we wait. And we wait. And in our mind, you're sort of penciled in our calendar because we've, you sent the inquiry, so we've sort of like mentally blocked that date off a little bit. So to just not ever get back to someone, that's just a rude behavior.
It is. The clients that we want are wanting us and will wait for a response. You know what I mean? They reach out to 1 or 2 tops that they're like really, really like. And I understand like some wedding planning is like in a rush and you're trying to like figure it out. But at that point, like you're mass messaging 30, 40 photographers and then can't get back to them when they actually reach out to you. And it's not like that's a whole other bad client behavior is mass messaging.
Yes.
Try and do your research, figure out.
Because guess what? We're all friends.
Yeah.
And we know.
Yeah, we know.
We know when you email all of us.
We've received.
And the easiest way to respond is just be truthful. If we're outside your budget, just say, thanks for your time. You're outside our budget.
Oh my
or
gosh.
we found someone else. Thanks so much. Like then we can erase the pencil mark in the calendar and move on. But
Exactly.
yeah.
With the end of the year came and gone, I sat down and I went through my honey book and I got rid of probably close to 45 to 50 inquiries that just never responded back to me. It was just a random wedding this date, blah, blah, blah. And like, I think Yeah, it's sad. I just had to like, that's wasted time for replies. It's wasted time for clearing out our inbox. Like it's not a great feeling.
And we're emotionally wasted.
Yeah, we are.
Again, if we don't hear back from you, we assume it's because like we suck.
Yeah.
So just tell us
This
the real
business-
reason and we'll move on.
This business is hard because it's like, treat us like a business, but also treat us like a human being, because like we love what we do, and
We do.
our heart is really connected to our work. Mm-hmm. Well, at least for some of us. I think some photographers,
You can tell the photographers that,
are in it just for the job.
and
Yeah.
they don't stick around that long.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like we love what we do. It's a passion for us. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's
Any other ones, or have we addressed the majority of the bad behavior?
The majority. I think this will close out on this one.
If you're a photographer out there, we would love to hear
Oh
if there's any behavior that happens to you.
So the last one we're going to talk about is sharing. So once you get your photos, you're sharing them. Let's talk about screenshots.
Ugh.
Changing
Bane of our
the
existence.
colors. And-
Yeah, adding a filter.
Yeah.
We jokingly kind of named this podcast No Filter because we were going to be getting open and honest with you guys, but also we hate filters.
We hate filters. And just don't. Biggest thing is you've hired us for us. And if you're not hiring us for us, please don't hire me. Like you hire someone because of their work and the way they edit and everything. So if you're wanting someone to edit a different way, there's the door. Instagram exists. Find someone else. Find someone else. Like, and yeah, just do not be adding a filter onto your Instagram photos. We don't want to be tagged in those.
Because then, here's the reason.
Yes.
As much as your like lark filter or whatever, parrot. I throw a Paris on my story. once in a while.
Really? Oh,
I just
that's
smooths out the skin, but never on a photo. Yeah, if you add a photo or a filter to your photo that we've sent you, and then you share it, all your friends are going to see that photo, and they're going to think that's our work.
It's a
that is not our work.
misinterpretation of our work.
Imagine your hairdresser did your hair and then you came home and dyed it yourself. Like, what? How does that work?
That's exactly.
yeah.
Like,
So don't do it. Don't ever do it.
yeah, that's an out for
I will
2023.
untag myself if you put a.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's just not. It's not what we did, right? And it's kind of it like hurts our soul.
And that's the other thing is tagging us. If you're going
Yeah.
to share our work,
It's
you
not
got to tag us.
It's not a must. Like we don't expect everyone to tag us, but it's like
I have it in my contract.
actually.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't. I think it's like just such a compliment for them to tag us. It would be awesome. Like maybe I should put that in my contract.
Well, I'm
'cause-
demanding this compliment.
well, like it is good because and that's something I actually just want to like make a tutorial for clients. It's like you go and when you leave it in the description box, that's great because people can just click on it right away. But you have to go in to like tag the actual people because
Yep.
you have to do it twice. You have to do it in two spots because we also don't see it and it doesn't pop up on our page if you just tag it in the comments.
Yeah. So tag your wedding
Tag
vendors.
Tag us. Also on this note, sharing screenshots. So, where do I
Okay,
begin?
so we'll make a tutorial on this also. When you get your gallery, you download the photos and then you share those photos.
Yes.
You don't take a screenshot
No.
of the photo and then post that grainy, crooked,
Yes.
weirdly cropped
Do
screenshot.
not print a screenshot. That would kill my soul if anyone tried to ever print
I don't think
a
it would kill
screenshot.
mine. I would die.
Oh
like,
my gosh. Because, oh God, I couldn't even imagine.
if you need help, we are here to help. If you don't know how to download your
just
photos,
ask
please
us
reach out,
because
but-
and there's websites, they're high res, like also like high res, like sometimes Instagram will like do shitty things to that. And like, so sometimes web is the best if you're
I'm
posting
going to
online.
generalize here, but it's not usually the bride in the situation that's sharing the screenshot. She's
I
smart
know
enough
what
to
you're
download that.
Also, like parents, like pass that on to your
Well,
parents.
you know what, we'll give them a bit of a
'cause,
break,
Yeah,
'cause-
they're like technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, if you've done this, we still love you.
Yeah.
But don't do it again.
Because you know who we are.
You've been warned.
We know. Yeah.
Yeah, let's play our game.
Okay, so if you guys are only tuning into this episode and haven't watched our
Stop it
other ones,
immediately.
Yeah,
Go listen
go
to the other
listen to
ones.
those. Those are good too.
Yeah.
But we play a game at the end of every episode. It's called I Do or Boo. Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So meeting clients in person before booking.
Ooh.
So like having like an in-person
I
consultation.
do.
Yeah.
But since COVID, I used to go out and like go for coffee with every client,
it was
which
the best.
was the best, but also like very time consuming.
Yeah, that's a whole
I don't
other
have time
thing.
for this anymore. But that said, I do FaceTime or Zoom or whatever with every client before I book them. Number one,
So
to make
important.
sure that they're not like a serial killer that's leading me out into a field.
Yeah.
And number two, just to get a vibe for them and they can meet me and we can just make sure we're going to work well together. So definite, I do. You should never be booking your photographer, or if you're a photographer, you should never be booking a wedding client without first meeting them.
Yes, and agreed.
Next.
Having your clients call you.
Ooh. I like it.
Yeah.
Depends though.
Yeah, so
I've definitely gotten a cold call from someone, and I feel like we're just in an age now where you have to send a text like, "Hey, can we chat?" Just to ring me up.
No,
It's
100%.
a little jarring. It sends me into a
a spiral. Like I'm like,
yeah.
oh my God, why are they calling me right now?
yeah.
I have to agree with you. It's like situational. Do not call me if you're just inquiring. I do not know you. I will be
No,
leaving
and how did
that.
you get my number? You psycho.
We're a business. It's on.
No, I don't think my number's out there.
I have my
hope
number
not.
out there. But I'll be honest. I don't really check my voicemail. So like I'll
No.
check it eventually, and then I'm like, oh, well, that was 2 weeks ago. Like, well, that's ship has sailed. So, but I also am like a caller. Like, but text before
like
and
a
be
call.
like, hey, do you want to hop on a quick call?
Yeah.
I like that. It's okay.
The re-edit client that I was talking about earlier would just call me up with zero notice to
geez.
demand her next batch, which put me in an awkward position because then
Yeah.
there's no paper trail and
That's-
you're like
that's-
flustered on the phone. Sometimes I need to refer back to those emails and
Totally.
remember like details of what we discussed.
That's
So
that's exactly.
I like a phone call if it's like planned in advance
Yes.
and I can be ready for it.
Agreed.
Following your client on Instagram.
That's an I do for me because I love to see what they're up to. And also, like, it's like you get to see what they're doing leading up to the wedding and then get to see them post their beautiful photos afterwards. And
And do you ever unfollow them? Or you follow, once they're yours, you follow them forever?
you're loyal. I'm a loyal follower. No.
Good for you.
I've unfollowed probably 2 clients before, and it's just because things went south or like, you know, like it just, they unfollowed me
Oh,
and that's
Well,
just rude.
that's rude.
And I was like, why? What was that about? Like,
Bye.
I honestly don't really notice. So like, if any clients have unfollowed me, I don't really notice. But like, I think one time I looked up a client because I wanted to see, like her photos she posted or whatever.
gone.
Private. I was like, what is going? Well, okay.
Okay.
What about you, Lise? What's your I do or boo?
I do, yeah. I feel like I like to know what everyone's up to, although sometimes I'll follow people when I just get an inquiry from them so I can stalk them, and then they don't hire me, and I'm like, who is this person? And then I'm like, oh, yeah.
Oh,
And they get the unfollow.
I've had that. I'm actually still following a client. Oh, no, she was never a client. She went with another photographer, but I just kind of was like, oh, I want to see like how her wedding went,
Yeah.
and, like who did her photos. And then
Oh, yeah, that's what I like. I follow until I see the photos, and then I release them.
So are you loyal? Like, are you a
Yeah.
loyal follower? Yeah. Yeah.
That just reminds me of something funny that happened to us at a wedding this year. We were working together, and we always sit at the table with the guests, or most of the time we do. And there was a guest at the table. I don't know if this is ringing any bells yet, but she was like, oh my God, I follow both of you guys. And she had actually reached out to both of us and then hired someone else
And hired someone else.
talked about them the whole time we ate dinner.
It's ringing a bell now. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That's
so thanks
funny.
for following us.
Yeah,
but,
we love a follow.
We wish you heard us too.
Don't unfollow us. And if you're not following us,
Also, this
follow
brings
us.
up another, sorry, I know we're playing the game, but if this hasn't occurred to you yet, you can hire both of us
Ooh,
to
yes, you
shoot your wedding.
can. I do
Sophia does
video.
video, and I do photos.
and we
so
work really well together.
You could have
Can't tell.
this on your wedding day.
You can.
Okay, my last, oh no, I have two more. Clients giving you a shout out in their thank you speech.
I do.
Yeah, I do
but-
too. But it's a little awkward.
But it makes me feel
Yeah.
awkward. It has
Yeah.
to be done like everyone, like if there's like a point in time and it's done weird, everyone's looking at the
Yeah,
photographer.
what do
and
you
I'm
do
like,
when they look at you? You
I
wave.
do a little wave.
Yeah.
I do a little, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, me? What? Like, oh,
Stop.
love you guys. Like, it's actually.
I panic and do the weirdest thing ever. Sometimes I'll be like, thank you. Or one time I think I made a heart. I don't know. I just
You're
go
like-
into a full panic.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, we love that. It's always kind
love
of sad when they
that.
like thank their wedding planner, thank
I
the
know.
florist, thank whoever, and we're like,
Like, we're here. Just- we exist.
Yeah.
Hello.
hi, we're
We
here.
weren't just spending an entire day with you, taking all your beautiful moments or anything. Like
I helped you pee.
oh my gosh.
What?
Sorry. Side note,
Okay,
side
okay,
story,
okay.
really quick.
Yeah.
I helped a bride into her dress the other day. First time ever.
Wow. Okay.
No one was around.
And you got the honor.
I got the honor. And it's mainly because she was really upset that her mom left to go get changed. So I was like,
yeah.
anyway, whole other story. But
Again, that's what we do.
yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
We're there for everything.
Yeah.
See.
Well, what an
make
honor.
it-
So I hope she thanked you.
yeah. She did.
Last one, clients giving you a tip.
Boo. I'm gonna say boo to that. I don't like tips. I don't like nice favors. I don't like who likes a tip these days.
I know it's an obvious I do.
Yeah.
But shockingly, it doesn't happen very often. And firstly, we do not expect a tip
No, there's
ever.
never.
We price our stuff to get paid what we
Yep.
think we're worth. And a tip is just like a really nice thing.
It's
but
so nice.
it's crazy the things that you tip for and then the things that
I
people
know.
don't tip for.
I know.
Like
Everywhere.
literally Subway, the liquor store.
Yes.
But then like oddly your wedding photographer doesn't cross your mind. It's a weird
I
thing.
know. I think it just makes you feel so thought of, you
Yeah.
know, it's the thought.
Yeah.
And like my love language is gift giving
Yeah.
and acts of
That's true.
service.
That's
and
true.
so I think just like it's the thought behind it. Like you could literally give me $20 in a thank you card and I would be so happy.
Yeah,
Or
honestly,
even just
not
a thank
even
you card.
just a thank you card at the end of
Yeah.
the day, or
Mm-hmm.
later on. Also, hot tip: it kind of motivates us to work a little faster on your
"Woo."
photos.
Like that was really nice.
Yeah.
Like they're sweet and like I'm happy. And I will say shout out to a couple of clients this last year. Like I have been so blessed by some clients and like I got this beautiful thought out gift. I got a Stanley this year.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was so nice.
That was so touching.
Yeah.
And like, that Stanley I use every single day. It is my favorite thing, and that is a gift that just like keeps
Stanley,
giving. It's
if
beautiful.
you would like to sponsor this podcast,
We could like definitely take some Stanleys here for our podcast. So like Stanley, if you're hearing this, we'd love some.
Yeah, get one that matches our sweatsuits.
Did you get a gift this year that just really stood out to you, or?
Yeah, I've had some really thoughtful ones. Like I said, it's always unexpected. Like
Yeah.
I'm never thinking of it, but it really just means so much. Or even when I get a thank you card in the mail,
Totally.
it's so special. Any little thank you, because we really do work so hard. So
Yeah.
it's nice to know we're appreciated.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it really warms my heart when I receive clients.
All of our
so
clients are amazing.
good.
And hopefully we didn't pick on them too hard.
No.
This episode.
Don't worry. We love you guys.
We
and
do. Well, thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, this was a
We
great episode. and
appreciate you
yeah, we
having us in
appreciate
your
you being
ear
here.
hole for an hour.
Whether you're watching on or watching on YouTube or
Yeah.
listening to us on Spotify, Amazon Music,
We're going to link
Google.
all the places to follow us in the show notes now that we
Yes.
are a real podcaster. We know how to do
Yes.
this. And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
yes, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Realistically, I'll probably see you tomorrow. But
Yeah.
we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. For the NFF podcast, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Follow us on Instagram because we're going to be posting all the updates and things on there. And if you want to get on board and be a part of our show, whether it's sharing your crazy story, sharing some advice, or just sharing anything on there, just DM us.
Yeah.
and
We're going to have lots of opportunities for you to chime in. Tell us what you want to hear.
We're going to be coming out with episodes every 2 weeks here, so stay tuned. But there's lots to come. Yes.
Follow. We did it.
We did it. Cheers. Oh my gosh. How wonderful is that?
So good.